Right. Let's just roll, mate. So we've got the first track inside the place. We've got DJ Ride and Jay Banton. This is called World Cup Fever Champions 2026. And normally Ride is here to celebrate this with us, but he's not here today. So hopefully everything's all good. SRS with the resub. Big ups, mate. Thank you for the resub.
Batman's group, blaze gun. Batman's group, blaze gun. Dance time to blaze gun. Everybody blaze gun.
Quit talking and start mixing.
I'm giving my best, no looking back. I'm passing the test. Through the highs and the lows, I've been on this ride with the heart of a lion. I've got nothing to hide. Every challenge, every fight, I face them all, standing tall. I'll never fall. Feel the baseline grow. We are the champions. We are the chess every round. Wearing flight energy high. We are the champions. We are the champions. Let's show. Let's show.
World Cup fever. Every 4 years, you know we get that on the garden bars and the pubs are packed. Football's on, match after match for the next 6 weeks. The schedules are stacked and the atmosphere is just like this track. High energy, we are friends and family, neighbors, strangers, you know we love that.
It's that, feel the crack as the rhythm flows. Those kings, that's a fact. Feel the bassline grow. Click clack on the track in our own zone. Trust kings, that's a fact. Feel the bassline grow. We are the champions. We are the chefs every round. We are the champions. We are the champions. Let's show. Let's show.
Who's gonna score that pinnacle goal in the final? Take the World Cup home, #1 in the world. Let's go. Everyone knows the World Cup is gold, and you know that the whole wide world is sold to the biggest event across the globe. And your family's proud, fans them proud, nations proud. Shout it out loud.
Woke up with a fire in my soul.
World Cup fever, fever, fever.
Truly said
Quit talking and start mixing.
Well, I tell you what, people, you know, that was quite nice, actually. You know, I think, as I say in the very beginning, it was a bit all over the place. So I think what's happened, mate, is we've gone on to loop. So just 1 second.
And your family's proud, fans them proud, nations proud. Shout it out loud.
woke up with a fire.
Reverb, it's never too late to upload one, but it will be on next show. So upload one, bro, please.
I'm giving my best, no looking back. I'm passing the test. Through the highs and the lows, I've been on this ride with the heart of a lion. I've got nothing to hide. Every challenge, every fight, I face them all, standing tall. I'll never fall. We are the champions. We are the champions. Let's show.
Good luck to the teams competing. Good luck to the teams no cheating. May the best team win the beating. Good vibes and memories keeping. Fire! To the crowd that's cheering. So loud it's affecting my hearing. It's okay 'cause the champions are nearing. Vibes at the ceiling. It's so appealing. England, France, Spain, Argentina, Portugal, Brazil, Netherlands, Morocco, Belgium, Germany, USA, Mexico, Canada, and all of the rest of the World Cup teams. World Cup fever.
Batman's group, blaze gun. Dance time to blaze gun. Everybody blaze gun.
Well, I tell you something. I tell you what, you know, it was an absolute blessing to play that as the intro song. I tell you, some football business. So if you've only just joined us, you didn't really miss much. We've just been waffling. We've had about 10 minutes of just the same track looping. But yeah, Ride, absolutely wicked, mate. So it'd be interesting to know, is that another AI, you know, vocal? It's all like great timing, you know, with what's going on with the World Cup and whatnot, obviously. But yeah, really interesting tune. It's really well put together. It's really well balanced as well. Yeah, I mean, what else can you say? Yeah, exactly. It's a good advert, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's a nice advert. I'm pretty sure that's AI in the vocal, but it's because it's got Ride and Jay Banton, so I don't know, like, you know, if they've got in the studio and got busy, but yeah, it's really well put together, mate. You know, Ride always does a really well put together tune. But yeah, SRS, what's going on, man? What's going on with USA? You know what I mean? What's going on with Trump? We can't really say too much because he might send the boys in for mentioning his name. You know what I mean? People are always listening in, but man's like making this shit look corrupt. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? So yeah, we're gonna have to move on, mate. You know, we're gonna have to move on to get the next one. I'll be careful, mate. He'll be ringing you up. You know what I mean? He'll be ringing you up. You can't say too much. I watched this documentary to do with Eminem, and something like Eminem said something in his bars to do with Trump, and he said something like, not long afterwards, these like men in black turned up at the studio and started saying like, you were saying this and that in the bars. Is that a threat, or is it just lyrical content sort of thing? So if it was a threat, you come in with us now sort of thing. You know what I mean? So yeah, boy. So Ride, if you're watching this back on the replay, mate, nice tune. Hopefully it does do something at this point in time, because it is a really well put together tune for the World Cup. You know what I mean? So it'd be a nice advert. It'd be a nice something, you know, to do with that. But again, if Trump has anything to do with it, mate, you might as well throw it in the bin. You know what I mean? So we're gonna move on to the next one, track from Brett, aka Ionsphere, and I don't know what's it called, like Fair Enough or Fair Enough, real weird one. You try and decipher this, people. That's the track title, Fair Enough. So let's see what it says. Tight to DJ Jaded, welcome in. As we summon the snake. So mate, you was on a different flex there. Like normally we're like glow sticks, boiler suits, partying it up. Do you know what I mean? But that was more like, you know what I mean? Advert time again. Summon the snake. You know what I mean? Yeah, really nice. Again, the only things that I was picking up on here is more like tonal balance. So what I did is I've had to do a high pass on the sides because you had quite a lot of stereo bass. So if we just bypass this for a second and then we'll play it in sides. See all this low end here, look. 30, 60, pure. The snake's coming up here, look. You can see the snake coming up. There she is again, look. Back to mono. Nice. And then we go to stereo. It's all this stereo bass. So we put the EQ back on. And we can still hear like elements, but it's just chopped away all the unnecessary shit. So fucking hell, made that on the way to work, mate. So you take the piss, mate, you know what I mean? So yeah, fuck it. Just like sat in traffic, oh, you know what, I'll just make a quick beat. Honestly, mate, absolutely smashing it. But yeah, you know, for me, there's just a couple of tonal bits to edit there. You can see I've put like a tilt across the tune as well, reducing the low end, boosting the top end. It's a quick little seesaw effect there to rebalance the tune. It needs a bit more like surgical work, but for what it's doing at the moment, it's definitely putting it into perspective. Doing a tilt sometimes really works when listening. I mean, I was listening, obviously these sort of tunes are quite bass heavy anyway, because it's about the bass and you got the kick. But it wasn't until I was looking at Span that I was like, there's quite a big lump at the bottom and there's not really much in the top end that counterbalances it. So you can see here, look. And the way we have Span set up, using like a 4.5 tilt, and some EQs or scopes call it slope. Traditional like visuals or analyzers, they look like this. So we'll play it how a normal analyzer would show it. So it's descending. You see like how it's descending down. We'll go back to 4.5. I actually prefer looking at audio that way. I know that the low end needs to counterbalance with the top end, so it should be equal. We're not saying it should go across as a line because, you know, it's all down to what elements are in the tune. But the majority of the time, you'd always have the low end that's the same loudness or peak amplitude to the top end. It's just one good way of remembering it. So by doing this tilt, it means I can lower the bass and bring up the tops as a really quick way of counterbalancing. I'm just kind of like listening and choosing the center point. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, sounds really nice, mate. And considering you probably made it in like within the hour, half an hour, you know. Absolutely wicked. Right. So this time we are going to start getting the glow sticks out and start raving. This track is by Wenlock, Scott Upsall, track called Dreamweaver, and it looked like it was about, yeah, fucking hell, like 6. How long is this tune, mate? Like, oh, okay, it's not too bad then. It's not the one I thought it was then. Yeah, it's still in its 6 minute region. So check this out, people. Dreamweaver, Old Tight Lady K, aka Miss Gold, inside. Oh, you know what we've not been doing as well, people? We've not been doing the shout outs in the chat. So sorry peeps. tight J Palm inside the place. Welcome in. Here he is. DJ Rides in the place. Bro, your tune's wicked. What, his rhythm's here, mate? Oh, Billy Bootleg, is he here? I thought he was Gangster Grantham.
The train leaves.
Okie dokie, okie dokie. Right, here he is, man like hazardous music inside the place. Yo, 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 yo. Ho, 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 ho. Big ups inside the place. So, Scott, wicked tune, mate. There was just something that I was picking up on, and it's actually this lower mids. So, let's just come back a bit. This all around here. So what I can hear there is, you know, that part of the bass sound which is like boom, 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 boom. So it's that lower part, look. But it sounds like quite woolly, like it's like a sound. So that needs to come back a little bit. I've done a cut at 2 dB, so minus 2 dB at around 200, 250. That's removing some of this. But then there's a massive boost in the low end, mate. So down here. So again, you need the headphones or speakers to hear this at the moment. So anything below 80 hertz, which more than likely your sub, like the part of the bass, the sub, I've got a massive fucking 5.5 dB boost there. So really bring the sub up there just to help give the tune more weight, you know, to give it a bit more backbone and stuff. Because essentially the mix is good. Like literally you've got all the elements in there, everything you can hear really well, everything's working. It's now just creating a shape. You know, if you remember, like in previous episodes, we've always like drawn for this EQ here, which can give us the Fletcher Munson curve straight off the bat. Look, bam. That's the sort of thing what I'm talking about. Like your tune just needs that curvature. It needs a lot of mid scooped out so you get that smiley face feel. The nice lows, not overpowering, a nice top end, but not plasticky and brittle. You know what I'm saying? So we'll play it and then we'll just bypass just these two EQs. See, it's not night and day. As much as like that, this is a big boost and this is a small cut. They're only small cuts, but it's like I say, what it's done is it's removed that like sound in the mids and it's opened up the low end. It's made it feel bigger because you're cutting that mids. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's turn the sub up, cut some like 230 in that bass, and then you should be about there. Little fly in my face, man. Right, big in the game, mate. Nice. As we move, as we groove, we got man like Drillo G in the place. Man's been going in. He's sent me about 50,000 tunes. Like literally, he's set up for the next 10 years on this show. Do you know what I mean? So Drillo G, let's do this.
What's up, y'all? This is Fat Man Scoop and I'm Bass Duncan with Daps. Dap it up.
Quit talking and start mixing.
So, man like Drill OG just comes in and stomps through the door again. Kicks that are going to kick out your eyeball, you know what I mean? Absolutely wicked, mate. So, I've brought up reference, as we always do.
In a run, she want come through, so I made her come. Show me how you shake that bum shit. Belly, up block belly on time. I've been putting my heart in this music thing. I told my story, it changed my life.
So the only difference really, like just from flicking back and forth there at equal volume, remember it's super important that when you're using references to use them at equal volume to your project, because if it's louder or quieter, the loudness bias will always take advantage. So remember to always try and keep the loudness the same. So
my station need to pass this road test. This lean ain't no antidepressant, feel lighter than a kid on Christmas.
You don't need them. Yo, said it with me how you shake that bum shit. Bums go to your head, stab the tip.
So the only real difference, as I say, is that like your kicks are like so much more punishing. They're like so sharp. They're like literally kicking your flipping kneecaps off. You know what I mean? Whereas some of these references, it's pulled up for us. It's a lot more smoother or rounded off. So you can even see in the waveform like how big the kicks are. You know what I mean? Which again, it's not a problem, but it's just worth a thought. That always use reference, you know what I mean? Always use some sort of tracks to then flick to and get like a refreshed ear and then go back to yours again. Because one thing I would do on this definitely is just try and reduce the transient hit. I'm not saying make it rolled so it doesn't sound like a kick anymore. I'm just saying like, I mean, you can see the amplitude here. Look, like this is right up here. It might be difficult to see. It's right up here, look, and then it kind of like peaks before it drops down, and that's because of the kick. So it's one of them where even with compression on this, you could pull them in. Do you know what I mean? You could pull them kicks in as it is now, but considering you've got the project, I would potentially just sort of try and rein in on the kick a little bit. Let the bass do the weight, but bring the kick down in level. Do you know what I mean? So hopefully that works for you, Madij. Even though it's not the same music, it helps. Do you know what I mean? Like, you see what I'm saying? So this ain't even the same style of music, but the reason why this plugin has brought this up is because it's saying, well, there's a similarity in the kicks. I mean, you could pull the soft clipper down more, but what you're essentially going to do is add more distortion or harmonic like saturation. I would just probably turn the kick down a bit because the kick's quite loud. You know, it's just meant to be there to create a groove. But your tunes, like, and this is the thing, there is no right or wrong, because this could be your sound. You could just have a sound where you're like, nah, mate, I want kicks that are going to kick off your front door. You know, one of them ones. But there is like a level of like, okay, that might be too loud. Do you know what I mean? But I'm just saying that I would just bring back the kick a little bit, just to rein it in a little bit. And that should help with the smoothness of the track. So DJ. Next one as we move. And where are we? Where are we on the next one, mate? Right. Okay, so the next track is from London, who's been filling his face since we started. So hopefully you've finished up now, bro, and you can talk. A track called Faces, and in brackets, Peekaboo. So I think this is the track which was about 10 hours long. I'm pretty sure of it. You know, nothing new there from London. Stuffed. Put a fork in me, mate. Yeah, so look, you know, if I opened up his track, it just goes on, look. You know what I mean? It's just one continuous loop. We're up to 1 hour, 22 minutes now for this tune. So we'll just shrink it down a bit because I don't think we've got enough time to play the whole thing. Right, so London, Faces, Peekaboo. Let's do this. But big ups Drillo G, yeah? Absolutely smashed it. I'll be honest with you, I've not heard this yet, but are we expecting to hear some absolute bird shit?
Run the track!
Run the motherfucking rhythm. Bruh.
Man says he's teasing us, you know. It's not even dropped yet. Come on, mate, this show finishes soon. So I had to give him the benefit of the doubt because the drop didn't actually drop till about 3 minutes, and then the tune nearly ended, as in we had to fade it out at 4 minutes. So I thought, you know what, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, give him an extra minute, so you know, we can see what's what. But London, like, seriously, you're always full of surprises. And what made me laugh is that we come from the intro here. These drums, man, I felt like I was riding. Pure galloping on the horse right there. But like, I know you, man, I would have crunched them drums out, like just ran them drums hard. Pure low bass as well, mate, so see how, like, I know it's got the pad and all that lot going off in the background, but if we can try and just like not listen to that and just zoom in on how the drums have now like lost all their punch, they've lost all like the, you know, the sharpness to them, but they feel a bit crunchy. So if I bypass, listen to the punch come back. So I would layer that drum up, so I'd duplicate the channel, and with the duplicated channel, I would just run some crazy saturation over it, just so like it just obliterates the drums, and then submix it. Do you know what I mean? But you see how, like, all we're using here is saturation. I'm not using like EQ per se, but notice how I'm using like full amount of the wet and dry, of the wet mix, and the amount of tube that I'm pushing into this. I'm going to bypass it. It's like, well, the bass is, you know, this is taking all the bass away. So you can use these as like EQ. So essentially all we're doing is just like clipping the shit out of 300 hertz and below. But what that's going to do is just give you that nice crunch, you know what I mean? The pure munch bunch inside the place. And then this bit here, you're like, it hasn't dropped yet. Bro, that should have been the drop. Jesus Christ. And then when this bit does land, it's deadly, mate. Let's bring this in. See how like much shorter the tune is now. Could even just like, you know, feather it in. Yeah, trust me, mate. I reckon on that one, it's just a little bit of rearrangement, because that, what we thought was the drop, and you're like, nah, I'm still teasing you. that should have been the drop. Like, you know what I mean? Enough's enough, mate. You know, can't keep teasing everybody. But yeah, absolutely wicked, London. It's just one of them, like a little bit of rearrangement and a little bit of EQ. Because oh yeah, that was the thing I said. There's a vocal down here. Or wherever it's gone. Where's that vocal gone? Yeah, so looking at the wave, I can see it. Excuse me, because look, you see how everything's nice and orange and this is blue, and then there's two more bits here in blue. So basically, you need to reduce this frequency in the vocal. So let's just have a quick look at where it's hitting.
You think I like?
There, look, so 2K.
You think I like playing sick little games with you? I like playing sick little games with you.
Yeah, that definitely needs like soothe or something on it, which it's not a static EQ, because the thing with vocals are all over the shop.
I like playing sick little games with you.
But yeah, that's the frequency, like, you know, that's the main
I like
frequency.
playing sick little games. I like playing sick little games with you. I like playing sick little games with you.
So that is a 9 dB, a minus 9 dB cut at 2K.
I like playing sick little games with you.
And then notice how like 5 or 6K just popped out there.
I like playing sick little games.
I'm saying.
Playing sick little.
This is why you need something like soothe, so it's like as the vocal's doing different bits, it can just control it nicely. Because what I was going to say is the drum bus, or the drums in general, need like around 2K to 3K to give them more presence, but that vocal really pops out at 2K, so definitely look at tucking that in, mate. Easy Doms, I hope you're good, my DJ. J. Welcome to the party. It's been chaotic here, mate. If you've only just joined us, as I say, since we started the show, from about 5 o'clock, my house has just been like a revolving door. People coming in and out. Didn't get certain shit done what I needed to get done, and then I was like, "Fucking hell, it's like 7:05. I need to get streaming." So we're here, mate. You know, we always get there in the end. Do you know what I mean? No, you've not missed yours yet, matey. You're soon. Stepping up and stepping in is the Grantham Gangster.
What the hell? Oh my God, no way.
The one that they call Jungle Rhythms. He did say to me, "Oh, don't play it because of whatever reason." But I had a quick listen to it before we played it, and I thought, you know what, this is actually all right. To be fair, like Rhythms is really stepping up, man. But I just think he needs to just make tunes. That's it. He just needs to make tunes and stop worrying about like the overall finish or the sound, because that can be done later. But check this one out. A track called 1J Rhythms Kick T, Jungle Rhythms. So let's see what it's saying.
Who put the lights out? Who put the lights out? Who put the lights out?
Had to get my water. Had to get the water, people. It's proper hot up in here.
Who put the lights out? Who put the lights out? Who put the lights out?
Right. Man like Rhythm's on the cut, you know what I mean? So it's a nice roller. This is what I was saying to you. Like, when he said to me, oh, don't play it because of whatever reasons, I thought to myself, well, no, it's actually all right. Yes, welcome in, DJ, J. You haven't missed much, mate, other than bangers, so you have to catch it on the rerun. So, you can tell he's jamming, you know what I mean? And there is some like low frequency, like stereo low frequencies that he needs to remove. But I'm putting it down to his jamming, do you know what I mean? There is some super high end like spittiness going. So I've pulled up Soothe and I've got like I've got quite a few of my own little presets. We've got like DAP's low end Soothe, DAP's top end Soothe. So whenever tracks have like this spitty top end, I tend to just draw for this quickly and then I'll put it on and see how it sounds. Bypass. So it's just those little 909s that, you know, the ticky sort of thing. There he is, mate. There he is. Good as gold, letting us know. AKA Billy Bootleg. He loves it, mate. Absolutely loves it. That's why he's not here, mate. I think he's sulking. I think he's like, no, mate, no. So I can see where he's going with it, and I'm sure a lot of you lot can as well. So nice intro. He's got nice little couple of breaks in there.
Who put the lights out?
I would definitely turn that like 909 hi-hat shit down. Then he's got this knocky beat, and that's the one thing that is taking my focus away from things, is that knock, like dog, 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 dog. It's like, it just doesn't really need to be there, or it just needs EQing out. So
Who put the lights out?
So it's all round here. So we're looking like 300 hertz.
Who put the lights out?
And it just makes it feel a bit smoother, a bit more planted. But obviously where it pitches up to that, it's that needs EQing as well. Then the middle breakdown's nice. I think he's gone like old school, like proper 92 like sort of vibe. But it might have just been better to like have a lower sub. Yeah. He's using the the percussion as a bassline pattern, absolutely. Let's just cut into this 1 second, my DJ. Like, for me, I would come away with probably like I don't know, it just feels a bit more like heartfelt if it was lower and those subs weren't so like up, you know what I mean? So it's a bit more like, yeah, hands in the air type of thing, you know what I mean? Well, not so much hands in the air because it's quite moody, but at the same time it's got a feeling to it. So it's nice, you know. I think it still needs work. Maybe that's why he's saying don't play it, but yeah, the idea is there, definitely 100% there. Do you know what I mean? So right then, my DJ, as we move and groove with the one like Papa G and Jamie G inside the place, some airport experience. So let's see what's popping off with this. Jamie G in the place, check it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be landing soon in London. Will you please bring all seats to their upright position, return folding trays to their locked position, and fasten all seatbelts. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be landing soon in London. Will you please bring all seats to their upright position, return folding trays to their locked position, and fasten all seatbelts.
Trust me, mate, the tune just kept evolving and it's bare hype as well. So guys, fucking hell, man. Like a little nod there to the old chopper, do you know what I mean?
Locked position and fasten all seatbelts.
Nice. So just wanted to play it back in sides here. So this was the one thing that I noticed, and there's a little cloudiness going off in the drums because of the stereo imaging on the drums. So we're playing it in sides and we can still like hear like the drums nearly at full like peak. And what I mean is like you can still hear the snare crack, you know, the actual hit of the snare in sides. A little bit of the kick, not a problem. Let's go to mono. Go back to stereo.
bring all seats to their upright.
And then notice what happened there. So we're playing the track in mono. You can still hear everything, like everything's there, everything's great. But when we do go back to stereo, it's like it adds 10%, 15% clarity to the drums. And ideally, you don't really want that. Look, you can hear everything. And then...
Please bring all seats to the...
You know what I mean? So realistically, the way round this would be to either reduce that stereo imaging or whatever's making the drums feel wider, and counterbalance the top end with the sides top end, if that makes sense. So for example, it would be really hard to do it because we don't have the elements, but where is it now? Let's have a look. So if we get stems, we might be able to do it off stem EQ. So on stem EQ, so when I go to mono now, look. Yeah, so it's like a flutter. There's like a flutter in there, and what's happening is it's taking away like a really important part of the mono aspect of the drums. So and you can see here, look, you can see the peaks in sides. Just want that a bit rounded off so it's not as full on. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, so mono is definitely tighter, but you're losing that clarity, look. It's kind of like, now with that boost there at 16k, it kind of feels like, oh, okay, there's the air back in the drums.
Please bring all seats to their...
What would be nice as well is... But the thing is, remember, like, I know this I noticed as it drops that it's labelled pre-master, and I thought, fucking hell. So I quickly drawed for the stealth to bring it up. But this could also do with what we were doing to London. So, like, I don't know. Let's set this around there. No, I don't need that. Around here. Like, so that Reese just turned into fucking, I don't know, man, Renegade instantly there. Look. Let's take it off. So I do feel like this needs a lot of meat down at the lows. So from 100 hertz to about 500, just literally saturate the shit out of it. Look. And I'll bypass it. In fact, hang on, let's get this before the limiter. And then right, put it in mono. So yeah, so we'll bypass this now. And we'll put gain match on as well to make it fair. And then I mean, I could sit tweaking it all day, but definitely something needs to be saturated on the bass and the drums from about 100 hertz to about, I don't know, play around from 100 to 500. Just that little section there. Get a bit more grit, pure grit in your armpit, mate. Get some of that down here. But other than that, mate, we were riding. We were absolutely riding. Yeah.
Hey, boom! Now it's a bump.
So we're going to move on.
Listen that tune that we play a while ago. Lift it up, it's shot, and you are bust it. Bam, bam.
As we jump over to the other side of the pond, we have to be very careful here. Yeah, big ups, guys. You know how we do it. It's nothing but love to the man them. We've got to be careful now because, you know, SRS being in the US and everything, and with Trump, you know, dipping his hand into FIFA and everything, we don't want him to dip in his hand into the show and, you know, prevent anything from happening. So, man like SRS, let's do this, mate. Just be careful, yeah, because I told you, mate, like, Trump's going to be ringing you up, man. He'll be ringing you up if you're bad-mouthing him. In fact, sorry, Ride. Can you do a tune? Like, can you just do something about Trump? That'd be interesting. You know what I mean? We might get his, like, the Men in Black turn up and say, like, what's going on? What are you talking about?
Run the track!
SRS track In My Mind. London, you got to be careful, mate. You got to be careful. Show go see inside the place. Trust me, he's got the war drums, you know what I mean? He's got the war drums. Fucking war drums ain't no lie, mate.
Batman group, bass gun, dance time the bass gun.
I know it's hard to believe, innit, Doms? Yeah, so that is very different for SRS. Normally, like, we're just battered to death with the Amon, but I honestly believe that Trump rang him up and said, can you do a tune without Amons, please? Otherwise, I'm banning you, full stop, from making tunes. So he's had to come with the war drums, you know what I mean? This bit, man. Is that like from the raw sample, or have you added like some sort of like reverb on that? Because it just sounds like, it just sounds nice. It's got that crunchy low mids like we've been talking about throughout the show. I definitely would bring out the bass though here, like the 909 or the 808, whichever way you look at it. I just think it needs to come forwards more. I don't know if we'll be able to pull it out in this. Yeah, he's just grabbing too much of that kick, but definitely need to trash that a little bit. Get some of that bottom end growling. Yeah. Pure wobble bass. Yeah, it's really nice with those vocals and everything. So, mate, that is one of them like mid-set tunes where you want to transition somewhere else. You just sort of like making people think, what the fuck's going on, man? Like, everyone's skanking low. You know what I mean? Bending the knee. It's really nice, mate. So, big ups for that, man. I would just like, I don't know, maybe bring up that, you know, the 909 or the 808 bass in that breakdown section, because the pads and the vocals and everything's really, really nice. I think you just need to come forwards with that bass a little more, so we know, like, okay, it ain't just war drums, we're getting hammered with some bass as well. Do you know what I mean? So, stepping up, stepping in. This is how we do it. Time to roll out with Doms and Jumanji and Phantom D. Track called Babylon Bliss VIP. Doms, let's do this. Yes, Jungle Rhythms, welcome in, mates. You missed a couple of good tunes. Definitely watch the rerun, mate. Ride was playing the World Cup theme. Really nice. We had a new one from Ionsphere. He said he made it on his way to work. London again, riding, mate. Hazardous Music, Papa G, Jamie G, Scott Wenlock. You know what I mean? Some bangers on this one, mate. Hold tight to the crew inside the place. Time for that Babylon Bliss. That's how we do it.
Bruh.
Pure wheel up inside the place. Oh, they're the samples for when we do the Halloween show. Old Tie D&B Kings. Welcome in.
And start mixing.
Yes. Big tune there, mate. So really well put together. You got the wheel up, you know what I mean? Getting the love from everybody. So absolutely wicked tune. You can see hear the characteristics of some like Akai or something, or was it because you've used that Amigo or something? But I know you're an Akai guy, so tell me if the aiming was, because that little V-shape here, look at 11k, the sign of the crush, something's happening there, as in a good thing. Okay, yeah, that so that's the sound of the Amigo doing that. Trust me. I don't know why, but it just does, and it can be pleasing, but sometimes it can also be fucking annoying. But it is a sound, you know what I mean? I've noticed in the last year or two, like, it's a sound, you know what I mean? It's the sound of that recycled vinyl. Nah, I'm joking, mate. But no, absolutely wicked tune, man. Everything's all there. Good use of mono and stereo. See? Pads are there. Effects are all in stereo. Everything else is pretty much down the middle. So, wicked tune. There's not really much else to say other than what is happening with that tune. Is it going out? Where's it going out? What's happening with it, my selector?
What's up, y'all? This is Fat Man Scoop and I'm Bass Duncan with Daps. Dap it up.
So, we are now on the last one, and this is I don't know, it's maybe a forthcoming tune on the Compound Dubs. It's up for grabs along with a few other bits they sent me, but this was the one that, I don't know, I was drawn to. I quite like this one, so be interesting to know what you lot think about this one. Give me your thoughts as always, and if anybody wants to go live on Twitch, I can raid into you in the next 10 minutes or something, because we're going to play this, have a little chit chat, and then yeah, we'll raid out. So once again, people, as always, big ups for staying locked in and loaded. Check out the last one. So this one called No Veg. So there's no veg, there's also no name, but it is fiber and nuisance. So check this.
You wanna put a gun on me? Wanna think you're bad man? You think you're rascal, bad man? Could I kill each one of you dead? Sit down on the fucking floor right now. Listen, no place, just please. What the fucking please?
Run the motherfucking rhythm.
What do you think so far? It look good, man. What do you mean?
Yeah. Remember my first time in England? Me step off the plane and the cold just lick me down something, but them cold of blood clot. Get a nasty dread split. The rasta man split. Gonna love it here. We have everything. Herb, sound system, fine, yeah. Fine, yeah. Put a little snip.
I'm good. And your thing now.
we played yours rhythms. Everybody was like, where the fuck is he? You know what I mean? But we played it anyway. It went down really well. SOS got jealous because Trump rang him up, said he weren't allowed to make any Aiming tunes anymore. Yes, yes, welcome in.
Quit talking and start mixing.
So people, that was the end of the show, mate. That was the end. So if you missed it, you missed out. But we will be on YouTube tomorrow. So this is the anthem. Trust me, we'll play this one more time. Oh, Neil S. Oh, mate, you just got to keep sending the tunes, mate. We want that rare groove, raw breaks, 170, 165. What you missed out on this tune, Ride? I know you made this a while back, but you needed to have Trump. You need Trump in this tune. Trust me, mate. So, fuck your 3 lines on a shirt bollocks. This is the new anthem, mate. This is the new anthem right here. So imagine, right? Hang on a minute. Because I was just saying, right, that it's my birthday on the 19th of July, and that's the bloody final, you know what I mean? So imagine if like we're in the final and it's on my birthday. Coincidence, I don't know. It's just how this shit lands, I guess. But it would be interesting if we could get some 3 lines on the shirt, VIPs, like, I don't care if you use Suno or what, just send them in, you know what I mean? 3 lines on a shirt. I put this in the chat group the other day, right? And I swear to God, like, somebody found a remix by John B. John B's done a remix of it. It's fucking gash. Right, let's do this. DJ Ride.
Talking and start mixing.
I'm giving my best, no looking back. I'm passing the test.
Yeah, big up Sven Lot. Nice one, man.
I've been on this ride with the heart of a lion. I've got nothing to hide. Every challenge, every fight, I face them all, standing tall. I'll never fall. Feel the baseline grow. We are the champions. We are the chess, every ground. Wearing flight energy high. We are the champions. We are the champions. Let's show.
World Cup fever. Every 4 years, you know we get that on the garden bars and the pubs are packed. Football's on, match after match for the next 6 weeks. The schedules are stacked and the atmosphere is just like this track. High energy with your friends and family, neighbors, strangers, you know we love that.
It's that, feel the crack as the rhythm flows. Those kings, that's a fact. Feel the bassline grow. Click, clack on the track in our own zone. Trust kings, that's a fact. Feel the bassline grow. We are the champions. We are the chess, every round. Wearing fly energy high. We are the champions. We are the champions. Let's show. Let's show.
Who's gonna score that clinical goal in the final? Take the World Cup home, number 1 in the world. Let's go. Everyone knows the World Cup is gold, and you know that the whole wide world is sold to the biggest event across the globe. And your family's proud, fans them proud, nation's proud. Shout it out loud.
Woke up with a fire in my soul, dreams of gold. I'm ready to roll.
Trust me, mate, and that's how we do it. DJ Ride with the anthem. pure fucking quality inside the place. So peeps, big ups as always. We're gonna raid out shortly.